As we know, plastic waste is one of the biggest environmental challenges that we have to face in order to achieve sustainability. In fact, Indonesia alone produces 3.2 million tons of plastic waste per year, 1.29 million of which ends up in the sea. And so you can imagine that sometimes our beautiful beaches can get littered with litter. Now this can be hazardous, as microplastics that seep into the ground and get consumed by us may interfere with organ functions and cell regeneration.
Menjaga bumi Indonesia, bumi pertiwi.
Thankfully, there are organizations working towards rectifying this issue, and where volunteers like myself can contribute. One of them is Plustik, a startup enlisted to support the 42nd ASEAN Summit by clearing beaches across Labuan Bajo of plastic waste. Plustik's overall goal is to decrease the amount of plastic waste in landfills across Indonesia. And how they do it is unique, and with a heavy focus on a specific type of plastic waste. Now you may think that what they look for are plastics such as bottles, cups, and jugs. But that's not entirely the case. Yeah, so they're basically taking bottles. Those are high value waste because pemulungs, I don't know, we can translate them into English. Editor, if you see it, put a word here that translates into pemulung. Anyway, those are the kinds of plastic that are sought out by these pemulungs. Hence, high value because they can sell them. Meanwhile, low value, those are the really tricky ones because those are very voluminous. Although they're very small, there are tons of them. There are most of them. And they are the hardest to find, as I mentioned earlier. And also the hardest to fill up the bags. And the hardest to sell. And the most environmentally damaging. So those are the biggest problems. Meanwhile, low-value plastics such as cigarette butts, sachets, and plastic wrappers are usually small and made up of layers of hard-to-recycle materials, and due to their size, difficult to collect. As a result, these plastic wastes tend to be ignored by waste pickers, especially given the time taken to collect them. This is where Plustik comes in.
So because he's owned that island for 20 years. So the story behind Plustik is because none of the trash pickers, none of the recyclers, they want to take on all of these low-value plastics. So we're like, okay, give them to us. So we managed to find the technology. It took us 2 years to find the right technology to be able to make all of these low-value plastic into something. And the something is basically anything that plastic can make, we can make as well. So we already have paving blocks, we have phone holders, we have a boat.
A boat?
We have a boat because we can make it into eco planks, and then the eco planks we will mold into boats. So basically,
wow.
The possibility is endless. So that's the story behind Plustik. We want to be able to actively reduce significantly all of the low-value plastics all around us.
And already, the organization is making a significant impact.
Right, so first of all, Plustik. What we do is we go straight to the landfill. We go to the TPA. Our first facility is in Bogor, and Bogor received an Adipura Award because it is the first place that is able to fully circularly manage its trash. So we go straight into the landfill. We manage 5 tons a day. 5 tons of plastic, mixed plastic and low value plastic a day, and then we make it into anything, right? And then the Kota of Bogor, they use the plastic paving blocks for their parks. So it's a circular economy. So that's what we want to do.
And looking towards the future, Plustik have set lofty ambitions.
We want to go into every landfill in Indonesia. So because they throw trash there like tons and tons every day, 60 tons or something, we can only manage so much. So our aspiration is every landfill in Indonesia, Plustik is there. So we can manage not just the plastic, we're also working on organic waste as well, because like I said, it consists of almost 60% of the waste there. So we want to be able to manage the organic waste, to make it into compost, to make it into BSF, black soldier fly, anything that can also create economy. And then also for the low value plastic as well, the one that we have been doing so far.
Plustik, however, acknowledges the challenges of this uphill battle and realizes the small role that they play in it. They understand that changes must come systemically and have already identified ways to make them a reality.
We do understand we are not the solution. The real solution is for everybody to be more mindful with their consumption, to not use as much plastic, and when they do use, to dispose it properly. And not just plastic, everything, all of their waste that they produce, to be able to mindfully consume it and also mindfully dispose of it.
So this is high value, this one.
And according to Plustik, a key player in all of this is the government.
Kita pakai silet, kita mesti ngebersihin ini ya.
In 2016, me and my friends from Gerakan Indonesia Diet Kantong Plastik, we made a petition to the government, to Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan, and we asked them to ban plastic bags. You remember that time when every time we would go to a supermarket, we had to pay for the plastic bags, right?
We did, yeah.
So in the window of the 3 months we were doing the trial, we managed to lower the plastic bag waste by 55%. That's the government. So once the government makes a rule, makes a law, then it will be a significant impact. So what we're doing now is just like a drop of water in the ocean, but we still have to do it. Hopefully what we're doing now will get interest from the government, from Indonesia, and because we're here for ASEAN, from the Southeast Asian countries as well, because this is a problem that is not just faced by Indonesia, it's faced by everybody. So we need to find a solution that everybody can abide to.
And with that, we continued working on clearing the beach. And in doing so, I realized just how extremely important this work is and how significant the impact is that systemic change on the way we manage our waste can have on ourselves.
I gotta say, this is a lot of hard work. But when you consider the actual job that you're doing, I mean, picking up all of these and making not only the environment a better place, but also a more livable place for human beings and for non-human beings as well. It really is a satisfying job to do. And I certainly hope that this kind of movement continues into the future towards a world free of plastic waste. Satya Vermesi and Hanif Abdu, First Thing Today.